just
AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
your
please
history.
regain
That's beneath
order
even
of your
you.
committee?
Order.
Please.
There's a point of order.
We have a point of order. Mr. Lynch, state your point.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to ask the parliamentarian if your conduct here in raising money in connection with this hearing.
Remember, Bragg and Colangelo bootstrapped charges that are normally misdemeanors to some underlying crime to make the charges a felony. But what was the underlying crime? Prosecutors didn't reveal that until after the trial began. Mr. Colangelo, in his opening statement, accused President Trump of violating the Federal Elections Campaign Act. But the problem is, in the plain reading of that act, doesn't support the indictment or the verdict.
In this explosive hearing, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jim Jordan absolutely dismantled Jasmine Crocket in front of the entire nation. While Democrats like Crocket try to dodge accountability with emotional distractions and personal theatrics, Greene and Jordan cut straight through the noise to expose hypocrisy and demand the truth. This fiery exchange proves exactly why the left fears strong conservative voices. They refuse to back down, they refuse to be silenced, and they always fight for the American people. This video breaks down the entire confrontation and shows why MTG and Jim Jordan are two of the most effective fighters in Congress today. If you're tired of Democrat lies, double standards, and endless games, this is a moment you can't miss. Stay tuned until the end for my full patriotic reaction. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video so we can keep spreading the truth and pushing back against the radical left agenda.
Time's expired. Does any other member seek recognition?
Mr.
Chair
Chairman,
recognizes Ms. Green.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
He's advising who? What? Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
your
please
history.
regain
That's
order
beneath
of your
you.
committee?
Order.
Please.
There's a point of order.
We have a point of order. Mr. Lynch, state your point.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to ask the parliamentarian if your conduct here in raising money in connection with this hearing is referable to the Ethics Committee within this hearing. Is a motion in order to refer your conduct and your abuse of
It's not a point of order.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
Aww.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl? I don't think
we are going to move, and we're going to take your words down.
I second that motion.
So who will have to pay? Okay. All right. We're suspending.
Absolutely. No, we're taking her words down. No way is that being allowed. Retract. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
She agrees to it. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in over.
Not today. Not today.
I got to find some place where I can work.
Here's what we're not going to do. You can't.
Sit down. Sit down.
That's fine, but she has to do a public and she has to actually apologize. And if it's not a real apology, here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do a smarmy apology. She has to actually apologize. And that needs to be up to Ms. Crocket as well. Sure. sincere.
This is crazy.
Oh, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because her ego's bruised.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's all it is.
She's not used
She
to
doesn't
people
wanna
talking back to
She
her.
doesn't want to say sorry to nobody for nothing. She's going to learn.
I'll ask. Yeah. No. No.
Remember, Bragg and Colangelo bootstrapped charges that are normally misdemeanors to some underlying crime to make the charges a felony. But what was the underlying crime? Prosecutors didn't reveal that until after the trial began. Mr. Colangelo, in his opening statement, accused President Trump of violating the Federal Elections Campaign Act. But the problem is, in the plain reading of that act doesn't support the indictment or the verdict. As Commissioner Smith stated, allowing this prosecution to go forward and the ultimate jury decision threaten the enforcement procedures established by Congress under the act and stretch the meaning of the statute in such a way as to threaten due process of law. It is clear Manhattan District Judge Juan Merchan's decisions, guided by political bias, unfairly prejudiced the outcome of the trial and violated President Trump's due process rights. Bragg's prosecution of President Trump, with the help of Judge Merchan, opened the door for politically motivated prosecutions, and it will not be easy to undo the damage that's already been done. As we have seen, other ambitious prosecutors have followed Bragg's lead and pursued politically motivated indictments against the former president. Rather than debate political opponents on substance, the Democrats' strategy to win the 2024 election is through the use of
to the United States Attorney's Office, where nobody lost money, there were no victims, and no one was worse off at the end of it. It just makes it laughable, even before you get to steps 2 through probably 20 that make this case really absurd to have been brought to begin with.
It wasn't a contribution. If it was a contribution, it wouldn't have been reported until after the election, and no one suffered any losses, and yet they bring this charge against President Trump. I find that just amazing. If that's not political motivation, I don't know, because what other motivation could there be?
Yeah, it's really almost inarguable at this point that the motivation for this case was political. It's really, I've never heard a serious argument that it should have been prosecuted otherwise. I know Mr. Wu might have one, but I just haven't heard that, because it seems political from the inception all the way to the end.
I just want to level set, because I feel as if some people don't understand how government works, and I don't know how they got to Congress. So, Mr. Wu, I'm going to need you to help me out, because I don't know that I trust that other people will know the answers to these questions. Number one, how many branches of government do we have?
3.
3. Okay, sounds good. So, can you name them for me?
Legislative, judiciary, and executive.
Very good. Okay, so currently, I think that I serve in the legislative branch. Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay, fine. Can you tell me, when somebody goes to court, such as a criminal convicted of 34 felony counts, state court in New York, would that be the legislative people or judicial people?
Well, it's really the executive that's prosecuting, and then it's within the judiciary to run the trial properly.
Okay, very good. So, judiciary. So, typically, if someone has an issue with, say, what happens in court, do they then somehow hop from state court all the way to the federal legislative branch, or is there a different process in which you are supposed to be able to explain any issues you may have?
process would be the judicial appellate process, holding aside the issue of state versus federal.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. So normally people don't get convicted on a state level and somehow end up litigating the issue on the federal level in the legislative branch. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So something is different about what's going on today. I just wanted to clarify because I thought I was living in the upside down for a second. Now, I want to move on and talk about how someone is prosecuted currently, because under Project 2025, we'll get there. There will be a different way to prosecute people. But currently, it is my understanding, and I only kind of went to law school, passed a couple of bar exams, and practiced on the state and federal levels. But just clarify for me, when someone goes in to be
Welcome back to Alyson Reacts. Before we dive into this explosive hearing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. Every time you do, you're helping us push back against the radical left narrative and making sure conservative voices are heard loud and clear. Now, let's talk about what just went down in this hearing. Folks, this was one of the most jaw-dropping moments I've seen in a while. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jim Jordan absolutely tore into Jasmine Crocket during this committee showdown. The hearing started out with the usual Democrat grandstanding, but when it came time for real accountability, Greene and Jordan didn't hold back one bit. MTG went straight to the heart of the matter, cutting through the nonsense and exposing the way Democrats constantly dodge questions, change the subject, and try to paint themselves as victims. Jasmine Crocket, instead of focusing on facts, tried to turn the whole thing into a pity party and a distraction game. That's what the left always does when they're cornered. They cry about tone, cry about feelings, and cry about personal attacks, instead of answering the real questions the American people want answered. And then came Jim Jordan. Folks, when Jim Jordan steps up, you know it's about to get serious. He hammered down on the issues, pressed Crocket on the inconsistencies, and didn't let her wriggle away with talking points. Watching him dismantle her arguments was like watching a masterclass in accountability. He doesn't let Democrats rewrite history or distract from the truth. That's why they hate him, because he's relentless, because he gets results, and because he doesn't play their little games. The truth is, this hearing showed us everything that's wrong with the Democrat approach. They don't want to talk about securing the border. They don't want to talk about the weaponization of government. They don't want to talk about the Biden family's corruption. Instead, they'd rather scream about insults and cry foul when their hypocrisy is exposed. But thanks to voices like MTG and Jordan, the American people are seeing through it. I'll tell you what impressed me most. Despite the chaos and the shouting, Greene and Jordan kept their focus on the facts. They were bold, they were unapologetic, and they reminded everyone why conservatives fight so hard in these hearings. It's not about feelings. It's not about playing nice with people who don't respect the rules. It's about truth, accountability, and protecting our country. Jasmine Crocket thought she could use emotion and theatrics to get out of answering tough questions, but it backfired. When you put her up against strong conservatives who know the Constitution, who know the facts, and who refuse to back down, she was exposed for what she is, just another Democrat playing politics instead of doing the people's work. So here's the takeaway. Conservatives need to keep fighting like this. We need more hearings where we don't tiptoe around, where we don't let the left control the narrative. MTG and Jim Jordan gave us a clear example of how to push back and hold the line. And let's be honest, this is exactly why the left despises them. They speak the truth and they don't apologize for it. This moment is going to be remembered as another example of why patriots need to stand strong, stay loud, and never back down in the face of left-wing hypocrisy. If we had more conservatives with the fire and grit that Greene and Jordan showed, Washington would look a lot different right now. If you agree that it's time to stop playing defense and start putting the radical left on notice, then stick with us here on Alyson Reacts. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with every patriot you know. Together, we'll keep exposing the truth and standing tall for America.